Testing 1 2 3 3 2 1. Hey, hey, hey! What is up, everyone? Stream health starting, looking good, and it is Carlos Sanchez once again, everyone, with our weekly cryptocurrency recap, news recap, and I am joined with
Carlos Sanchez the third.
No, I'm the third.
Oh.
You're the fourth.
Oh.
So Carlos Sanchez the fourth, my son, is here, and we're gonna review. He's gonna help me do some reviews. Plus, we're gonna see if you guys can take a look at his portfolio. If you were here last week, he invested $20 into cryptocurrency.
$10 really. You gave me $20 for the dollar for dollar match thing.
That's correct. Actually, it was $10 of his allowance money, and I gave him a dollar for dollar match for every dollar he invested in cryptocurrency. I was gonna give him $1 in Bitcoin. So we're going to update that this week. He's going to also do some additional investments. So before we move on, before we get into that, let's get into some stories of the day in the blogosphere. So the first story we want to look at is UK-based retail investors. Go ahead, read it, buddy.
Gain access to Bitcoin through exchange-traded note. What's a note?
Yeah, so that's what we're going to go over right now with the article.
It's a cool picture.
So the article goes on to say, even though a lot of people still hold out hope for a Bitcoin ETF, it looks like an exchange-traded notes are all the rage right now. Hargreaves Lansdown will make Bitcoin accessible to retail investors through a new ETN moving forward. This is great news for overall for Bitcoin exposure, as it can lead to an increased interest in the popular cryptocurrency. So an ETN, an exchange traded note. So basically the takeaway here is that Hargreaves Lansdown has built up quite the reputation in the United Kingdom, and one does not simply become the region's most popular online investment platform without doing a few things right. Let's go ahead and reject that for the moment. Okay, so let's move on. As one could expect, this development is positive news for both the United Kingdom and the Bitcoin community. Retail investors with direct access to a Bitcoin-backed ETN could bring positive attention to the world of cryptocurrency. It goes on to say, more importantly, regulators have taken somewhat of a positive stance regarding the Bitcoin-backed ETN. Bitcoin is gaining momentum in the United Kingdom as of late. Fidelity Investments, another major entity in the local financial sector, announced all of its staffers and clients can use Bitcoin from now on. That is a major validation of the popular cryptocurrency by traditional players. It is evident the bad reputation of Bitcoin is slowly being replaced by an understanding and an appreciation of what this concept has to offer. So yeah, we got good news everywhere, all around on Bitcoin. So that's really good. That was on the Merkle.com. We go on to Cointelegraph, and almost every article is a positive article in reference to Bitcoin, covering their homepage. Not a bubble. Investors start to recognize Bitcoin's power. You scroll down, and the next article, Bitcoin changed from risky to safe. Safe investment at a Hong Kong exchange. Bitcoin price recovers to 2,400 as Chinese exchanges resume. Max Kaiser, Bitcoin price cycle repeat to 100,000 and beyond. Financial Times praises innovator Greek lawyer for Bitcoin use. Blockchain companies are lining up to disrupt global Fifi. Russian Bitcoin will be country's only freely tradable crypto. That's a little bit of negative news, and we'll get into that a little bit more detail. We covered this already. UK residents can now invest in Bitcoin through the ETN. And so that's Cointelegraph. And I wanted to cover some specific articles. Bitcoin could reach $10,000 in a few months. with fund managers' bullish sentiment. So basically, they are saying it seems more and more institutional money will be finding its way to the market. This alongside the continued growth of amateur investors who are getting involved after hearing success stories from many of their friends and family members who have enjoyed some incredible returns on their investments. So again, the institutional investor community, it is bullish on Bitcoin. They talk a little bit about the short-lived crash. The price recovered from less than 1,900 to 2,200 within 2 days, and that's a nice sign. They like that. This reminds of the fast recovery in April after the drop of 1,300 to 900, and then going back to 1,300 within a month. As of the time of this writing of the past week, Bitcoin increased overall by 15%. So since April, we have seen a movement towards this stage, with the most recent run being longer and steeper than any run before it. In this case, if Bitcoin continues to quickly recover and resume a fast growth, we would see it around $10,000 within a year. Otherwise, if it goes back to a slower growth, more consistent with the past 2 years, it would only become around $3,000 within a year. In the long term, if the scaling issue gets solved, we may see it well above $10,000 sooner or later in any case. So again, all positive news all the way around on Bitcoin. And that will reflect on cryptocurrency. CNBC, Kofi fee, Bitcoin price could hit $100,000. For people watching.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you everybody. For those of you that are watching right now live, price could hit $100,000 in 10 years. Crazy. So yeah, that's a good article. I think I might have covered that yesterday, but it's really awesome news. EthLend, this is interesting. ETHLend, this is a smart contract. This right here is a it's a press release, but it's a smart contract. They're gonna be doing a where is it? I'm looking for the portion. They're planning to launch an initial coin offering later this year to finance further development of EthLand. We will create a profit sharing structure for the coin holders, and additionally shall provide discounts of the loan request funding fees. So what this is going to be a smart contract, and a smart contract that people can borrow Ether by depositing other digital tokens into the smart contract. You deposit these other digital tokens that have the equal value of how much you want to borrow in ETH, and someone on the other side will deposit the ETH, and the smart contract will lock up the ETH and lock up the digital tokens that the person that wants to borrow put into the smart contract. In addition, the terms of the smart contract will be installed into the smart contract when the person lending does that. When they're going to put in their Ether, they're going to put in the terms, how long the loan is going to be for, and what interest rate they want the loan to be at. And once that's done on both sides, then the contract locks up the digital tokens. It releases the Ether to the person that's borrowing it until they return the loan by paying back the Ether, and then they get their tokens back and again paying the interest. There's also going to be an interesting feature, which is EthLend deducts 0.01%, 0.01 Ether and 0.01 Ether for funding, for lending and for funding. So on both sides, they get that 0.01. And they say these fees are used to finance further development. They're going to come up with a reputation lending. They're currently developing credit token system, which is used as a reputation management for the borrowers. Each borrower and lender receive 0.1 credit tokens for every repaid loan that amounts to 1 Ether. This means that active lending would amount to credit tokens that could be used as collateral. Therefore, the borrower can spare other digital tokens and borrow against reputation of repayments. Also, Ethereum domain names can be used as collateral. Since the launch of the Ethereum domain name service, There have been astonishing gold rush for grabbing domain names with the .eth or .eth ending. Their next goal is to provide the possibility to use the Ethereum domain names as collateral instead of digital tokens. And that is good news for the borrowers since the EDNs do contain deposited ether that can be used as collateral. So that's a very interesting project that's happening, and they're going to be doing an ICO. So it's a while away. So it's interesting to just keep your eye on that. We're going to go over to CoinDesk, look at what they're doing. They have 2 articles on ICOs. These look like opinion pieces. And then Ripple sends blockchain transaction across 7 ledgers where interoperability be boost. That's a pretty cool thing. And they have a bunch of other articles. I'm really interested in this Bank of Russia article. Let's see if we have it here. The spam attack. If you weren't aware, there was a spam attack on the Ethereum blockchain where the spam attack, this attacker has attacked the Ethereum blockchain before by creating all of these useless transactions on the free Ethereum network, which then slows down the Ethereum network, and then it makes it a little bit longer for transactions to be processed. So they quickly, what I like about this, it was quickly spotted by the community, and Vitalik and Geth developer Nick Johnson contributed to raising the alarm. Within an hour, they released a new version called the Hat Trick, complete with a security fix that changed the structure of some types of data that were being utilized in the attack. So, there was an attack, and it was quickly patched up because someone found an exploit. Moving on, so Bank of Russia, this is the article. So they are saying it's time to develop national cryptocurrencies. Regulators of all countries agree that it's time to develop national cryptocurrencies. This is the future. Every country will decide on specific timeframes. After our pilot projects, we will understand what system we could use, in our case, for national currency. And I don't know how to pronounce that, but that looks like it's the Bank of Russia. Was quoted. Yeah, say it again, buddy.
Skoro-Bakatova.
That's a pretty good pronunciation.
Skoro-Bogatova.
Pronunciation, yes. So they go on. We think it will likely take us 7 to 10 years, not only the financial sector, but other sectors as well, to launch production of this technology for serious projects, said
Skoro-Bogatova. According to
TASS. TASS is a Russian news service. Why it matters, the comments shine a light on how the Bank of Russia is examining the question of digital currencies. It's an area of study being explored by a range of central banks, including those from China, Singapore, and the UK, among others. So they say they're going to develop a cryptocurrency. It's only a matter of time. They think it'll be about 7 to 10 years before it happens, and that most nations are going to follow suit and start doing the same thing. That is definitely the future. So interesting to see, and how that will affect public cryptocurrencies that aren't private, that aren't controlled by a central authority. Let's move on. Next article, Shapeshift breaks new ground with Prism digital asset portfolio product. Okay, so yes, very interesting. If you're not familiar with Prism, this article is a little old, but there's been some updates to it. They've changed their price structure. And Prism, if you don't know, is a way to expose yourself to other cryptocurrencies and digital assets, specifically Ethereum assets, and without having to buy them specifically. What you do is you put Ethereum into the smart contract, and you tell it how you want it to break up your portfolio, and it will break up your portfolio accordingly, and you can be exposed to these cryptocurrencies. And there's some more details that I don't want to go in because this video already is getting kind of long, and we're at 14 minutes, and I don't want it to drag on too much longer than this. We're going to get into my son's portfolio very soon. We're going to cover Bitcoin.com. And their headlines, U.S. court denies Ross Ulbricht. How do you pronounce that, buddy? Ulbricht's, exactly. Ross Ulbricht's life sentence appeal. And Bitcoin.com now offers mining servers at discounted rates. I think you got to buy like 100 of them. If you buy 100, they're selling S7s at a discounted rate. I'm not really interested in that. 2 U.S. senators submit a bill to investigate digital currencies. Dianne Feinstein, I hate her, but whatever. Funds stored in digital format are within the definition of monetary instruments. And if I'm kind of stumbling over my words, because I'm trying to read this as quickly as possible so we can get through all the news, because it's a lot of news. Dianne Feinstein of California and Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa want to add digital currencies to monetary instrument definitions in regards to money laundering and terrorist financing statutes. Grassley's team has published a summary of the bill, which makes the reference to prepaid cards, other cards. So I don't think this is good. There's another story where there's three or four legislators, 2 senators, and I think 2 congressmen that are asking the IRS to explain their stance on digital currency and to explain their reason of why they're asking Coinbase to release all the information on their users. So that is a good move by the legislative branch. But this one here, I don't trust these guys. This is the one that wants to get rid of everybody's guns. Dianne Feinstein, she just wants to control the crap out of everybody, and I hate her. So just for that, her stance on guns. Who the hell is she, you know? Yeah, take away the guns and then, you know, it's not good. All right, anyway, let's go to, I don't want to get into that, but News BTC, they're talking about what I like. Their story is Ledger announces custom designed physical wallet for POSW tokens. So POSW tokens right now are trading at 8 cents. I have no idea why they're doing that. POS got a huge bump when they announced this on their price, and then it came back down. Okay, unconfirmed transactions. We have 99,000 unconfirmed transactions in the Bitcoin network. So higher than when I reported yesterday. It was at 90,000. Right now it's at 99,000. So that is not cool. Wanted to look at one other thing. And where is it? I don't see it. All right. And Steemit. Let's talk about Steemit for a minute. I am on Steemit. This is my Steemit. So it's steemit.com/@SneakGeeks. You can see here where I have made some posts. And those posts, I've been on here for about 9 days. And these posts are earning money, as you can see. Not much. You know, I just posted, but, you know, 47 cents, 64 cents, 30 cents. This one's 3 cents. Let me refresh. And so now it's 48 cents on this one, 64 cents on the other. So those went up a little bit. And there's some others with $1. Another one was $7. So, this is, you know, great. If you're not familiar with Steemit, go ahead and go on there, create an account, sign up. It's pretty cool. Follow me. I'm active there. I'm always upvoting people. You don't even have to create. If you create content, I can upvote you. If you just create a comment, I can upvote you. So go ahead and do that. Don't hesitate on that. Now we're going to. Okay, so we're going to get off now, and we're going to create another video where we go into my son's portfolio, because this video has gone long enough in the news, and then we will see everybody later. Okay, let's change screens. Give me a second here. And here we go. So there you go, buddy. Why don't you go say goodbye and tune back in, because we're going to be back reviewing the portfolio and what money we're going to be investing in. All right, everyone. Peace out. Peace.